Fair enough. Well,
Unfortunately, they're
I'm
not
going
being
to.
very lacking leadership or lacking a clear directive. They are also having trouble communicating togetherness to each other.
Right.
And so you're seeing before your eyes the classic, the classic situation that all hivers know, which is to think outside of the hive or to unhive yourself is, a disaster. But at the moment, the connections they need to maintain that are minimal.
Okay. Well, I will try to gather them up onto me just so I can wrangle them and, at least protect them. I can see, like, it's starting to get a little sketchy. So I will try to gather them up. And then I'll look over at Hatch. And
Gather
I'll
up
say,
like several of the small hivers and at least one adult.
well, gather up the smaller ones. The adult should be able to take care of himself. But the little
Yeah,
ones
the
that
adult's
look like
taking care of themselves over that way in what seems to be a straight line.
Right.
And the little ones, of course, hey, good luck. They're quick.
Right. Well, I will attempt to do that. But I will look back at Hatch and I'll just say, I think I failed us.
Oh, we're gonna be fine. I've never seen this from the distance. I know how to get us back. I came here with Hida right over there, and I'm going to, with my contagious enthusiasm, try to kind of bolster people's spirits a little bit, but also using my navigate, dangerous terrain. I'm going to quickly
navigating dangerous terrain. Surprisingly, remarkably foresighted of you too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, this is where she grew up. Honestly.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so I think that it's a Hatch roll now. Because the price of failure in this case is literal annihilation, to coin a phrase, of at least some of the group and an injury for others because of the dangers.
So I got 1 dice in that.
Oh, okay. And, well, given the situation, 2 dice from me.
Alrighty, and then I'll use I'll go ahead and use 2 full dice because this feels like it's about to get dire. All right, die. Give it to me. Oh no!
No, 3 failures.
Nothing.
3 rolls, 3 fails. Fantastic.
2 pool die.
I know. There they go. Goodbye.
I know.
And any pool dice you guys spent too are gone. And so it's terrible up there.
This is not good.
The various hive members scatter in confusion or defiance. Lightning strikes, and at least one of them is toasted permanently. There's the recognizing that even the path back that you went along is wide open to winds. Not to pour things on you too terribly for one little failed roll. Well, there are 2 actually at work here, but
I know.
But I think that it's fair to say that there are already injuries and and awareness. You guys are aware that this is very dangerous right now. You guys are in danger of your lives. So that's happening out there. Back into the bowels, into the so much safer, so much more secure,
I know.
Tomb.
I know.
I kind of like it. You guys are like, can we trade? I like their emergency better than our emergency.
No, I don't want to trade.
Okay.
I know how to get out of here. I don't want to be out there right now. No trading. Just starting to move little boulders.
So what do you have in mind?
Clear my way back into the main cavern.
Well, we'll have to circle around some way. Now, you had actually explored a certain amount of this already.
Let's just see how bad this is in front of us before we start going somewhere else, right?
Oh, really? Okay. Well, we are dealing with a failed roll, and of course that means that it's sealed off horribly.
So after we finally give in, which probably is going to take a while given who we are.
Right. Oh yeah. The two of you are going to like scrape away
like,
and
okay,
look, I think I've got it. Oh damn, I guess I don't.
Yes.
Right. A lot of that.
Let's say about an hour or two of
right.
that.
Right.
Until we realize maybe not. Yeah. So let's look at the alternatives.
Well, the alternatives are, multiple different passages, some of which are big enough to creep through, and some of them are quite tight and only suitable for smaller characters or beasts or something. But, and that's the problem. You never know when one of the big ones is going to turn into effectively a dead end, and when the only way through is a passage, like this. But you have done some exploring already. Right, and
I did some exploring already, and I take it I can. Let's try some serious geology there.
I could agree with you that
I want to sound out one of them before I even move into it. Let's try to figure out the layout of one.
Excellent. So you'll start to be a little more analytical about this and really try this. Actually,
I'm not
if
starting
you succeed,
to run around like, I don't know.
like them.
Like Lost.
Right. So, therefore, I think this is making a lot of sense. And you've explored here already. This is what your character had done even before the ship had crashed. You had got some idea of some of these things, and so you know what you're looking for. So this is another 3 dice from me. This is your character's comfort zone.
And the 2 for surveying, and how many of my pool dice do I want to lose? I guess both, because either I'm lost or I'm finding a way out of here. So let's see how much I remember. Yes. Okay, I found the right one.
Fantastic.
This way.
Not only that, given a success, not only that, Struct is going to come up with a lot of good ideas. In fact, I even think it's one of those things where you guys get through an area which until now had seemed like it would not be a very good choice to go. And so you would sort of tag that as, okay, that's a gamma passage, in the past. But right now, it's your only choice. So with a little bit of work and a little struggle, and it seems like this is crap, maybe we'll get through, but this is obviously, kind of a garbage passageway. I hope I find some secondary offshoot from it later. And wham, it opens up into Hiver Paradise Proto Shelter territory. The two of you are kind of like looking over the lip of a boulder and looking down, and Struct is like, wow.
But now,
the two of you kind of look at each other, right?
Here.
Well, there are crevices and passages. There's got to be a way that goes back to where we came from. We're not that far away from it. So, and you're oriented. You've got sort of the 3-dimensional coordinates of all of this in your head. So you're like, okay, if we're lucky, if we can, because this roll was to find a way back. You've done that. There is a way that goes back to one of those, through several different junctures, back to the main cave. But here it's like, okay, look at this, even better. Some of the rocks projecting down hum and briefly glow once in a while, kind of on and off. And Struct looks at it and says, so that's what happens. Those storms, those are providing power.
You're right. This is fantastic.
Yeah, this is great.
This is the place.
Yeah.
This is the place. Let's get everybody here right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, excellent. So the two of you can find your way back and are starting to. I mean, you've got your front porch now, right? The usable front porch.
A nice front porch,
right? Uh-huh.
But let's move.
Mm-hmm. And so good. You've had this experience and weren't eaten by anything that the failed roll would have probably provided. So so far you haven't really encountered. I mean, you encountered some organisms along the way, but you haven't really encountered much in these. I mean,
nothing
inside
that
here,
looks like a predator.
right? Nothing too terrible. And you don't know if that's just because everything is, smart enough to observe as best as they can for a good long time, or the off chance that nothing dangerous possibly could live here. So, okay, Renee, what's going on out there? What's your thought? What's your plan? Poor Protector-Annihilate is disconsolate.
Yes, exactly. We're only like actually 10 meters away from the front of the cave.
I know.
It's been 6 hours, but we're like.
Well, that's if you're lucky coming up here. So, Renee, what do you say? Oh, wait, you're muted. You can't say anything. It's terrible.
That's right.
Sorry about that. Yeah, Hatch is not phased at all. Hatch is like, it happens. We knew it was going to be dangerous. Grab that guy from Mulchi. Let's take him with us. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Fair.
Hatch is Hatch is just excited. Hatch, very little would damper Hatch's enthusiasm about anything at any given moment. So I'm just trying to bolster my Protector-Annihilator as best I can, and saying,
so it's the
we're going to be all right.
It's the two of you and a well-done corpse. And and so what shall the two of you do? Are you going to press on to go find the ship as planned? Or are you going to go try to make your way back in a shambles? Are you going to concentrate on really trying to gather the rest? Your roles to get both of you rolled primarily to keep the group together.
Right.
So to some extent, that's not going to occur, but it doesn't mean you can't rescue a few more.
Yes.
If you prioritize that, is what I'm saying. So let me know where you guys are at. You can't do all three of those things at once.
I'll do my best. Hatch has lightning reflexes, and I'm going to be zipping around here, ducking around, trying to, touch base with everybody, and try to bring us back together best I can. So I'm going to be knowing that as time is pressing because of the dangerous situation we are in. But I'll look to Protector-Annihilator, but I'd like to keep going. But we have to get everybody together first.
So Jerry, what's your thoughts on how you're going to help with this, if at all?
Well, right now, Hiver, or the Protector-Annihilator, he's a little bit shaken because he knows how to do murder. This whole new part, this is undiscovered country for him. He is like trying to reconcile not having a clear-cut something to annihilate. So he's like, we have to protect the hive. We have to keep going. There must be other hivers out there, and I protect the hive. And then I'll look down at Hatch and I'll say, you protect the hive as well, although you don't annihilate. You're good for the hive. And
do you want to
pat it?
Right. Well, that makes sense. I was thinking this is kind of interesting. I don't know whether I'm still thinking about how to do this in terms of roles, but just looking at traits, this actually is sort of interesting. You're sort of establishing a hierarchy or a power arrangement with Hatch to some extent. You're part of the power structure.
Well, because Hiver realizes, or Protector-Annihilator realizes, that he does not have all the tools, and that in Hiver society, he doesn't need all the tools.
Right.
He just needs the hive, and Hatch is part of the hive. And Hatch can do the things. Hatch can show up where he is frayed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If this was a combat situation, whatever. But constructing a colony, yeah, that one's unacceptable. That's going on my year-end review.
That's right. Right. So what we have here is it's Hatch's roll, and I'm thinking that what you said is best expressed by turning it into 3 dice for me instead of a roll from you. That means, Renee, you've got a roll, and you can choose, as you said, lightning reflexes, and you got 3 dice from me.
All right, so that's 5 dice. I've got 1 pool die left.
Mm-hmm.